We're going to review the freeandclear.com two-income mortgage qualification calculator, which is a calculator that allows you to determine the amount of mortgage two people can afford based upon their income and debt. To find the two-income mortgage qualification calculator, simply click on the Mortgage Calculators tab on the top left corner of any page on freeandclear.com. That'll take you to a list of all the calculators available on freeandclear.com, and the two-income mortgage qualification calculator is listed under Home Purchase Mortgage Calculators. If you click on the triangle to the right of the calculator, it reveals a brief description. I'm going to go ahead and click through on the link to the calculator. It's going to take us to the calculator page. As you can see from the way the page is laid out, the inputs for the calculator are on the left-hand side of the page, and the outputs to the calculator are on the right-hand side of the page. I'm going to walk through the inputs one by one. It's important to note that if you ever have a question about an input, simply hover your cursor over the icon to the left of any input rectangle, and it reveals a brief description of the input and the information required. So this is a calculator that allows you to input information for two people, and the first input asks how often is the first person paid. We have a range of options from weekly to annual, including bi-weekly if you're paid every 2 weeks, and semi-monthly if you're paid twice a month. In this example, I'm going to say the first person is paid monthly. The second input asks how often is the second person paid. We have the same range of options. You don't have to select the same option for the second person that you did for the first, so in this case I'm going to say the second person is paid weekly. The next input asks what is the net income per pay period for the first person. So in this example I'm going to say the monthly net income for the first person is $4,000 a month. It's important to point out that this input requires net income. So that's your income after subtracting deductions such as taxes, Social Security, payroll. It's basically your take-home pay. The next input asks what is the net income per pay period for the second person. So in this case we selected weekly for the pay period for the second person. So I'm going to say that that person gets paid $1,200. The next input asks, what's our total combined monthly debt? This is any monthly debt such as an auto loan payment, credit card payment, student loan payment, any revolving debt that you pay on a monthly basis. So I'm going to use $450 in this example. The next input asks, what is our interest rate? And if you have a question about what the current interest rate is, you can hover over the icon to the left of the drop-down menu and it reveals the current interest rate. In this case, the current interest rate for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.25%. If you open up the drop-down menu, it reveals a wide range of interest rate options, and in this case, I'm going to select 4.250. The next input is mortgage term, which is how long of a mortgage you want to evaluate. I'm going to look at the drop-down list and it reveals options ranging from 10 years all the way up to 50 years. I'm going to select 30 years because that's the most common length of mortgage term. The final input asks, does the property require a monthly homeowners association fee? Certain properties such as condominiums or properties in a multi-unit building require the owner to pay a monthly homeowners association fee for the general maintenance and upkeep of the development. In this case, I'm going to say no. The property does not require a homeowners association fee. I'm going to click the calculate button and it reveals our outputs. You can see that the first output is the estimated mortgage amount for which you qualify. So this is the mortgage size based upon the net income and debt figures that you've provided. The second output is estimated monthly mortgage payment. This is the mortgage payment based upon the interest rate and mortgage term that you've selected for this loan size. The next output is the estimated monthly property tax and homeowners insurance expense. It's important to note that these figures vary by county and state, so check with your local service providers to understand the values for these figures in your area. And the final output is the estimated total monthly housing expense. That's the all-in cost of owning a home, including your monthly mortgage payment and the estimated property tax and insurance. One important thing to highlight about the calculators is that you can change an input without refreshing the page. Let's go into our inputs and say that we do have a homeowners association fee. I change the input. I'm going to enter $250 a month for the homeowners association fee. If I click the calculate button, it refreshes all of the outputs. You don't have to refresh the page. When you're finished evaluating the various scenarios you want to review, you can always click the Compare Lenders button to view lenders and interest rates in your area. If you ever have a question about this calculator or any other mortgage topic, simply click on the Ask an Expert button at the top of any page on freeandclear.com and it'll take you to our Ask the Expert feature and you can submit your question. It's free to use and we never spam. Thank you for reviewing the freeandclear.com two-income mortgage qualification calculator.